Here is the question to decenter men for real. You ready? What is my relationship to man? Because obviously every man is a super special snowflake, but there's also only one man. I've been dating for over 25 years and the man changes, but my patterns, my hooks stay the same. And the sub-questions of this are, what do I want from man, this one man, and what do I need from this man? Which is basically getting at, what am I trying to get from man? And where do I feel dependent on man? All of the dysfunction, all of the suffering comes from this. And be so for real with yourself. When I started asking this, so much came out. What do I want from a man? What am I trying to get? Love, security, validation, a sense of belonging, meaning, purpose, to be rescued from my loneliness, to be saved from all of these tremendously difficult parts of adulting. And when I laid that out, I could see so clearly how I was morphing. You are morphing yourself into what you think will get you that from a man. You are attempting to control reality by controlling the object of yourself so that the man will give you these things you're trying to get. You're trying to manipulate and control him to get these things that you want. And then the things that I really felt I needed, truly needed from him, was mostly sex and to have him father and raise children with me. I had this vision of, being in a kind of sacred union with a guy where we would be able to have this beautiful, nurturing environment to raise children in. And since then, I realized I don't want kids anymore. And my God, girl, if you just want to bypass 80-90% of this decentering men stuff, you just get you a good toy. You decide that you don't want kids, or you decide that you can picture a appealing, compelling, beautiful vision of yourself where you're having kids as a single mom, or a bunch of your friends get together and y'all start a mommune. That'll get rid of 80-90% of it, because it gets rid of the dependency on men, because it's about fundamentally shifting your relationship to man. And if you're not hooked in to just trying to get that from him, what it does is it allows you to be sovereign. So once you have all these things laid out there, that's when you get to do this amazing, incredible, necessary work of reclaiming those things. You want safety, love, magic, meaning, purpose, belonging, worthiness, a sense of yourself as lovable and amazing. That's beautiful. Baby, that's you. That's your desires. That's your path in life. And then when you can see it clearly, you can assess, obviously, am I really getting this from a man? Am I really getting this from this man? Have I collected enough empirical evidence, or based on the empirical evidence that I have noticed about what I actually get when I engage with men, let me right size how much I am looking in this location for that want to be met. They say it's like the addiction. Addiction is tunnel visioning in on one thing. It's that only you think the good feeling is going to come from only one thing. Instead of opening up to all of life, instead of opening up to all of the channels and portals where good feeling could come from you, you think just this one thing, just this drug, just this behavior, just this food, just men, just emotional sexual relationships. And so when you realize how much you're putting on that, how much of your desires are there, and how much you've cut off from being able to feel good from other sources, you know what feeling you're trying to get. And then you can think, well, where else? Where else can I get this amazing feeling? In my creativity, in my dance, in my friendships, in my adventure, in my travel, in my time in nature, in my singing, in my whatever. In my connection to God, whatever. In my political crusades, in my passion, in my work, in my something. And then for those real needs, For those places where you have real needs, you need to partner with yourself so deeply. You need to call forward the most wise, healed, grounded, loving, compassionate part of you to walk you through that difficult and fraught terrain. Because it's where you have that it's a roller coaster. And it's all not because you're reacting to reality as it is, but you're reacting to those wants and needs and whether or not you feel like they're happening. And whether or not the kind of semi-hypnotic state you're in is telling you that it is happening, or the semi-hypnotic state can be telling you that it's not happening. And that's just so horrible for you to go through. That's so horrible for you to be in that push and pull. And it makes getting those wants and needs even further away, and it makes your whole life centered around a man, and it makes your whole emotional experience centered around this man. But when you do this, when you figure out what it is that you're really wanting and needing, what you're really trying to get from man, where you really feel dependent on him, then you get to look at that for real. You get to hold your little one who wants that. You get to hold her while that wiser, loving, compassionate, grounded part of you spit tests that against reality. You get to hold that beautiful part of you who thought that man was really going to bring this to her while you invest in these other areas of your life, into your friendships, your creativity, into getting to know yourself, into feeling yourself, into expanding that addictive tunnel vision of your joy, of your fulfillment to all these other areas, enriching all these other areas of your life. And that's where you shift the fundamental relationship that you have, not only to man, but to yourself and to life itself.